Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Monday morning. It is so good to have you with us. I'm Erin Hartley.
And I'm Cerise Cole with meteorologist Jaron Lansford, Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord. You guys, we are in for a wonderful treat this week. Beginning today with temperatures we don't see this time of year.
You know, the lack of snow is helping us out with this warmth. When the air's this dry, you got the sunshine. It all works out in our favor for a pretty mild stretch of weather here when you get the air like this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to let the numbers speak for themselves.
Okay.
There you go. 52 on Monday, 56 on Tuesday. That is looking phenomenal. We'll see if we can get a place or two that tries to sneak up near 60 in our area. Not necessarily in the metro, might be something a little farther to the west, but still, the numbers on Tuesday are going to look phenomenal. 48 on Wednesday, and then it does get a little cooler by the end of the week, but still, there's average 34. Even when we get cool, we're still 10 degrees above that. Now, keep in mind, it takes a little while to warm up. We're near 20 right now. We've had wind chills down in the single digits for a while this morning, and that is going to be the case for a little while yet. We got to warm up a little, and it's going to take a little bit. The southwest wind, the sunshine's going to help us. We have 18 to 19 degrees out there in a few spots yet, but most of us starting to jump into the 20s. Feels like temperatures in the single digits as we go out there this morning. So air's got a little bit of a bite to it. Winds, well, the direction is the main thing to watch for here. Most of these are out of the southwest, and once we start to pair these up with a little bit of sunshine, that's going to help to warm us up. So you'll have some gusts after 10 o'clock, 25 to near 30 miles per hour, and those will last deep into the afternoon. So it is going to be a blustery one, but you'll notice your First Alert 6 forecast for today. We'll take the 20s, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, warm them up to about 40 degrees by noon. And then into the afternoon, we get 40s all afternoon easily. Watch the 3 or 4 o'clock hour. I think that's when we can get our 51 or 52 with a brief little spike there, and that should be a pretty good day. There are some clouds that drop in from the north later on in the late afternoon into the evening. Those won't pose much of a problem. You can see nothing really expected from those. It'll just give us a little bit of a north wind tonight, allow the temperature to dip a little bit, but again, down in the lower 20s by early tomorrow morning. Nothing incredibly cold. Remember, it's January. It's still going to get cold when the sun's not out there. And we just set the stage for a great one tomorrow. How about 56 degrees for the afternoon high? Again, should have plenty of sunshine. And the wind will work at our favor. It's a west-southwest wind again. That's why I think we can build upon the warmth that we have on the way for today. A little bit cooler on Wednesday with a high of 48 there with mostly sunny skies. You get a lot of sunshine over this 3-day stretch. Great start to the week, and you don't have to look too far. In February is starting up. Saturday?
Saturday.
So.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah,
I know, the days
Saturday.
just blend together after a while.
I know, a little bit. And then also, I mean, really, again, the conversation is we just have not seen any snow going into February. Do you see anything that looks like we could have more chances?
I got to admit, better odds for rain than any snow. There's one system that really sticks out, and it's going to be a Thursday thing. So we're tops of the list here for the lowest amount of snow to start a season. About 1 inch, and we just kind of nickel and dimed our way up there. Nothing any more than a ½ inch at a time here. So that's where we're at on the list, and probably going to end January that way. We got watch this system. This is late Thursday into Friday morning. You'll notice I-80's about the north edge of this, and when we're talking about this, if it were snow, this would be the classic case where the very north edge is going to have a sharp cutoff, and that would impact snow totals greatly. Well, it's going to be the same thing with rain, just fewer people will probably care about that because it's not going to bring piles and piles of snow over a short distance. So basically the best odds for rain are going to be south of I-80 Thursday night. And we'll see how far north we can get this north edge because we want some widespread rain in the area. We need it. Potential's there for some ½ inch to 1 inch rain totals pretty easily. So we'll watch the temperature overnight and to see if it gets cold enough up where the rain's being made to maybe give us some snow because there's enough moisture to give us a decent amount of snow. But right now, everything leans towards the warm side. 45 Friday, 46 on Saturday, and then 40s over the weekend. Not all that bad. It does get a little colder to start off the month early next week. But again, we'll watch that because sometimes these rains, when they move in, if they're an overnight rain, they can kind of build in and pull in some colder air and kind of sneak up on us with some snow. So since it's overnight, we got to pay attention to it.
Making it interesting, isn't it?
Not quite a slam dunk of all rain just yet.
Can we just get some moisture? As I'm sitting here listening to you, I can feel my hand ripping. So
I had a knuckle that started to bleed too.
let's get some moisture in here.
All right, traffic now. You've got your eye on that crash on 480 near Leavenworth.
Yeah, it's been causing some delays over the last half hour or so, so I want to give you an update on where we stand with that. And it hasn't ever blocked any lanes of traffic, but we've been looking at both shoulders being blocked, and so people see that. They see the emergency crews, and they're kind of squeezing into the middle and slowing down, which is what you should do. But you can see things aren't looking terrible at this point, and again, reflective of this being on the shoulders. We've got traffic moving pretty well right through the middle here. So this is a little bit of an improvement over what we were seeing about 20 minutes ago or so, but still want to use some caution as you head through this area and watch for some of those delays. Right around Harney to Leavenworth is where we're looking at that. Unfortunately, it's not the only crash that I'm watching. We've got another one that happened, 144th and Harrison. We've been watching the slowdown start to grow with this one as you're heading westbound, northbound toward that intersection. So watch for that one as you're heading through this area. On 144th and Harrison is where that one is in place, and you're looking at those delays being present right now as well. We're zooming things out. We've had some kind of sporadic slowdowns that have been showing up in the area. We've improved some with one that was just off to the east of I-29 earlier near the Bellevue exit. We've still got some delays that are showing up on Highway 92 there just off to the east of I-29, kind of picking up traffic in a few other areas. So we'll keep an eye on that. A little bit slow as you're heading toward about 204th and Center or so. So some of those construction zones could be slow as well. Of course, we'll update you on how those are kind of unfolding as the morning goes on too.
A lot of construction. All right, Jared, thank you. On it this morning, Omaha fire officials are looking to figure out the cause of a late night house fire. It happened near 32nd and L. Officials say they were called to a vacant house that was for sale. Heavy fire and smoke was seen coming from the home.
Made a decent stop, half an hour, and we saved the house next to it. There was close exposures. We did really well.
Thankfully, no injuries to report.
Update now to breaking news. A Bellevue man accused of ramming State Patrol cruisers has now been booked on several charges. Investigators say that Timothy Sorensen ran into patrol cars, a garage, and a retaining wall of an apartment complex. He then allegedly drove straight at troopers. Now, 2 troopers did fire their shots. Nobody was hit. Sorensen will face a judge later on this week. And 4 teenagers were hurt in a crash in Sarpy County. We're told this happened on Flug Road, just west of 132nd. Authorities say a pickup lost control on a gravel road and then rolled. All 4 teens inside that truck were taken to the hospital. One of them did suffer life-threatening injuries. The cause of that crash is still being looked at.
Well, now to the safety desk with Maria Kay. Dry January is a popular resolution for many people. Some people do the damp resolution or damp January.
Yep.
Not everybody participates though, Maria.
No, and there's a new poll that's showing that there is a growing concern among Americans about the health effects of moderate drinking.
Yeah.
So maybe for the people who are not participating should listen up. The CNN poll found that half of U.S. adults say that moderate drinking is bad for your health. Now that's more than double the amount of people who had that same opinion 2 decades ago. Alcohol has been linked to cancer, but research also shows that moderate drinking could actually have some health benefits. For example, it could bring a lower risk of heart attacks and non-fatal strokes. Now, coming up this year, officials are going to use 2 recent reports on those findings to go over the different guidelines on how much people should be drinking. And those current guidelines say that men should limit their daily alcohol intake to 2 drinks or less.
Okay.
Women should be 1 drink or less.
All right, good to know. Now, Maria also has some information about our health when it comes to sleeping.
I know this is pretty interesting. We know that phones have replaced so many things in our lives, maps, cameras, calculators,
everything.
Literally. But there is a new study that's showing that maybe returning to an old-fashioned alarm clock instead of using the one on your phone could help you get up and go in the morning a little bit better than you are right now. So experts say using that old-fashioned version could help you sleep better because leaving your phone in another room means less of a chance for a distraction. distraction. The phone by your bed could mean having that easy access to scroll at night. We all do it, I know. But also an easy snooze button in the morning. There's one expert who says that hitting the snooze button once, it could help you a little bit by allowing you to ease into waking up. But if you do it more than once, that's not recommended because you actually are not getting good sleep with those extra minutes, because once you wake up the first time, you snap out of that REM, that deep sleep. That's really, really important and good. So they say instead of setting an alarm for earlier than you need to and hitting snooze, just try and sleep, do that deep uninterrupted sleep for as long as you can until you absolutely have to wake up.
That's good to know, because some people have alarm 1, alarm 2, alarm 3, alarm 4. I thought it would be the old school alarms, just so it wouldn't be so close to you, so you have to get up, actually.
Well, I know a lot of people have that. Jarrett was mentioning that earlier, and that's a good idea too.
I'm going to try this for my strategy for my youngest. Can't seem to get up all the mornings. All right, Maria Kay from the Safety Desk, thank you, and we'll be right back.
All right, welcome back on this Monday morning. The time now, 7:14. Sun just starting to come up. Start to a brand new work week, and we'll be getting to see a lot of sunshine in our forecast today, including warmer temperatures in the 50s.
Yeah, it's not going to be that bitter cold sunshine that we had a week and a half ago or so. And we're going to actually see this work in our favor and warm us up in a big way. How about 52 to 53 degrees for the high today? Let's show you what it looks like here in the forecast. And you can see most of us are going to be dealing with 50s today, enjoying 50s today, 52 to 53 around the area. Whether you're in Douglas, Sarpy, or Pottawatomie County, it is cold out the door this morning. Teens and 20s right now, with wind chills down in the single digits in some spots. All depends on if you catch a breeze. Look at some of the colder numbers there on the Iowa side as we get started. A little bit of a southwest wind trying to pick up, and it'll do so with gusts up near 25 to 30 miles per hour as early as 10 o'clock, and then all the way through sunset essentially with the wind today. So it is going to be a little bit noteworthy as we go through the day today. Now, we've been talking about this. We're on top of the list here for the lowest snowfall to start a season. As we make our way through the end of January, we're going to stay on the end of this. The only chance of anything right now looks to be rain, and you can see basically I-80 is about the north edge of this. The farther south you go, the better the odds of getting some 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inch rain totals in some spots. So this would soak in on ground that gets a chance to thaw a little bit during the day today. Get a little closer look, and you can see this model suggests the north edge may be a little bit farther north. So this is what we'll watch. Same thing would happen if it were a snow system. You just figuring out where the north edge of this would be is the main focus of the forecast, and hopefully it can be a little farther north like this and spread rain over a larger portion of the area, because we need the moisture in a bad way. 56 for the high tomorrow, though. Let's show you Thursday, though, and you can see how the rain builds in from the south as we go through the afternoon into the evening hours. Again, there's a pretty sharp cutoff on the north edge of this, and then it'll start to slide southeast heading into Friday morning, and maybe a little bit of snow mixing in. That's why we got to watch this, because we're on the north edge. It is the middle of winter. overnight hours could produce cold enough temperatures that get us close to some snow in the area, but I think most of us probably right now just dealing with a chilly rain the way it looks over the course of that Thursday night into Friday system. But as I mentioned, you can see the lows get down in the 30s. Could be cold enough, just cold enough to have maybe some wet snow mix in the way it looks now.
Okay, trying to make things interesting. So January on its way out.
Yep.
It's been a very interesting month. Any idea how February is looking for us?
Well, the first weekend of February is this weekend.
Yeah.
February 1 is on Saturday. The weekend itself doesn't look all that bad, but it does look like the month will probably start out on a colder note. We have 40s over the weekend and then 30s on the way Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. And then the odds are leaning for the first at least third of the month to get some colder air to move back in from the north. So that's what we'll be watching over the longer term. I think it does turn colder. Enjoy the week we have, and the odds hopefully lean towards a little bit more moisture and see if we can get some snow. Definitely, Jarrett and I were looking at the forecast this morning. Busier is the way it looks. Once we get that rain system in here at the end of this week, there's just more opportunities after that, I think.
We need it.
Yeah.
All right, Rusty, thanks. In the meantime, get an update on a crash that you've been talking about this morning.
Yeah, I've been watching 480 right around the Harney, Leavenworth area going southbound. Now, there's some encouraging news, and I'm hoping the camera's going to work when we go to it here in just a second, because I saw it just flickered black.
Okay.
And no. All right. Well, we'll see if we can get that to come back here in just a minute. But, oh, now the graphics are jumping all over. Woo. All right, here we go. This is where we have the crash. We'll see if we can get that view of that crash. But it is southbound as you're heading around Leavenworth, Harney. We've had it on both shoulders. Now, the left shoulder still has a vehicle there, but the right shoulder has seen it go away and cleared. So good news there. It sounds like we might have that view. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, there's the vehicle that's still there. We've cleared the shoulder. The picture is frozen, so we're going to jump right back off of that. But it lasted just long enough for you to see what I was talking about. So appreciate that camera. One other crash that's in place, 144th and Harrison. We are seeing pretty sizable delays that are starting to show up both northbound and westbound as you're approaching that intersection. So that's an area you could run into some issues. Keep that in mind. I also want to quickly check in on some of our construction areas that have had some decent delays here over the last week or so. 144th southbound, you're approaching Dodge from the north. We've seen that be an area where things are backing up, and that is kind of starting to show up in place. So as we pick things up in this stretch, be ready for that to be an issue. You could take 132nd or 156th as alternate routes. One more, I'm watching 84th and 60th. 60th is actually showing more signs of slowing than 84th. That's interesting. That's kind of the reverse of what we were seeing last week. Both of these roads are likely going to be pretty slow as we pick up traffic with people trying to get to I-80. So plan accordingly. Those are kind of the problem spots that we have in place right now. Elsewhere, it's looking pretty good though.
All right, Jarrett, thank you. Well, the community is coming together to support those living in limbo.
That's right. Omaha City inspectors will decide this week whether City View apartments are livable. The Assembly of the Saints in North Omaha is collecting donations for residents. They're looking for winter gear because some residents say heating is spotty in some of those units.
Community organizing is essential. The community is just multiple families put together. So all you do is just break it back down to whatever you would do for yourself and for your own family and extend it to others.
I think it's important for one to show that the community care. We support the people in that tower. We're in North Omaha, they're in South Omaha, it don't matter. We want to be able to show them that we care.
Well, the distribution will take place tomorrow afternoon from 3 to 5:30.
Now, first alert on what we can expect from city inspectors. Now, today, City View's fire alarm system will continue to be examined. First Alert 6 investigates exposed a slew of issues at the complex that includes sewage spilling into sinks, a lack of hot water, bed bugs, roaches. Threshold COC is we're going to help residents in case an order to vacate is issued. Well, the Super Bowl 59 matchup is now all set, and it may ring a bell.
Yeah, we'll get you all set for the big game when First Alert 6 streaming returns.
All right, the party is on for KC.
You better believe it is. The Chiefs defeating the Buffalo Bills 32-29 in the AFC Championship. It was a good game, but with the win, KC keeps its hopes for a Super Bowl three-peat alive. With the game tied at 29, Harrison Butker hit a 35-yard field goal to seal the deal. Kansas City will play for the Lombardi Trophy for the 5th time in 6 years. How about that? For the 2nd time in 3 years, the Chiefs will take on the Philadelphia Eagles in the big game. KC got the best of Philly in the Kelsey Bowl 2 years ago. Remember when it was brother versus brother? Yep. Super Bowl 59 is set for Sunday, February 9th. Kickoff set for 5:30.
From the sound of some of the people I know who are not invested, not in the area.
Yeah.
I think they're most looking forward to Kendrick Lamar and not the game itself.
Guilty.
I 100% chance Teresa's a little groggy 2 weeks from now. Staying up to watch that one, but it'll be. It'll be interesting. There's a good defenses on both sides.
Yeah,
of that one,
and the Eagles really looked amazing how they just kind of clobbered Washington.
We could see some history, though, and be fun to see locally, that's for sure.
Three-peat. Let's do it. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us. We're going to get ready for our update in the Today Show. You can watch it here on streaming or over the air.
All right, have a great start to your Monday.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Monday morning, everybody. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley. We have an update on a crash this morning. Jarrett Lansford has been tracking it for us so far.
Yeah, we've been watching delays that have been stacking up near 144th and Harrison. You can see, especially northbound, things really backing up as you're going westbound. Also seeing some delays. This is an area that you need to be prepared for things to not be moving quite up to speed. I've also been watching this crash. This was on 480 just a little while ago as you're near Harney and Leavenworth heading southbound. It did have both shoulders blocked. The right shoulder has opened back up, but you can see the vehicle there still on the left-hand side. Traffic getting through there in okay shape, but do watch for that being on your left shoulder as you head southbound. Rusty.
All right, thanks, Jared. Out the door this morning, got teens and 20s to wake up to. You're going to see us talk about very mild numbers for the week ahead. But remember, sometimes the mornings can still be cold, and you have the wind chills down in the single digits in some spots in Iowa. So it takes a little while to warm up this air. Southwest wind will drag in some warmer air as well. We'll gust to near 30 miles per hour today, but I tell you what, it's helping us out. So it stings a little bit this morning. It'll help us this afternoon. How about sunshine and 52 for the afternoon high? Should be a great one today with sunshine. And if that's not good enough for you, throw 4 more degrees on top of it for Tuesday. How about 56 for the afternoon high? Great weather there. Something to watch here. First alert to some rain chances. The 60% on Thursday is for basically the overnight. We could have a little wintry mix, mostly rain, and some showers in there early in the morning on Friday. Aaron?
A Bellevue man accused of ramming State Patrol cruisers has now been booked on several charges. Investigators say that Timothy Sorensen ran into a patrol car, a garage, and a retaining wall at an apartment complex. He will face a judge later on this week.
It is 7:28, and we are back with another update for you in 25 minutes. We'll see you then.